Thank you so much for clicking through. You could be watching anything in the world right now, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. Today we're talking recent pickups, and I've got a lot of great stuff to show, even though it's been kind of a shitty month personally. But it turns out that my way of dealing with personal crisis is through retail therapy, so that's great news for this video. On today's menu we've got some decoration slash furniture, some footwear, a little bit of vintage clothing and accessories. As you might have seen in one of my previous videos, I've recently moved into this apartment, and after a couple of months of grueling renovations, it was finally time for the fun stuff. Time to go out and find some furniture to decorate this place. And boy have I been searching far and wide. I think I've visited more flea markets than most bedbugs. I even flew to Paris to go thrifting, among other things. And at first I didn't really find anything. But then I went to this thrift shop in a small town nearby my own home, where I finally struck gold and found this item that might be my favorite pickup, and I think we should start off with that. So this guy was sitting all by himself in the back of a huge warehouse that I went to while I was looking for furniture. He was labeled as a garden lion, and my guess is that that means that he used to stand guard outside in somebody's garden or driveway, and that's probably how he got this beautiful weathering. Just look how years and years of shitty Danish weather has graced his mane with this beautiful and rich texture. It didn't cost me much, but I wish he was worth his own weight in gold, because he was a heavy boy to carry home. Next up we have this lamp. This is the BH5, which was designed back in 1958 by Danish designer Poul Henningsen. You will probably find this lamp at any flea market in Denmark, but I actually found it laying around in a shed at my parents' place. It's kind of beat up, but I think it's going to really fit the vibe in here and look great above my new dining table. Sort of like Danish classic. Another pickup in terms of furniture slash decoration is this flower pot. Now, while the lamp did look a little beat up, this thing definitely lost whatever fight it was in. It almost looked like it once fell apart and was glued back together, which is probably why I paid next to nothing for it. This thing has definitely seen some stuff. Yeah, I just really appreciate that aesthetic. This is sort of like a fun pickup, a bunch of coasters in a container. The container says "From Corfu with love." I've never been to Corfu, but I think this touristy piece is pretty fun and tacky. And just look at these Greek freaks of great physics. They're perfect guards to protect my dining table from small drops of raspberry soda. All the while they also fit the Mediterranean theme of interior design that I'm shooting for. Next up is a couple of vintage crewnecks and t-shirts that I stumbled upon while I was actually thrifting for furniture. As you've just seen, I didn't have much luck finding any furniture. What I did find, however, are 4 dope pieces of clothing. And one of the first items I would like to show you is this crewneck, which looks to be a few decades old. I love the wash and fading on the print, not to mention the fit. Wearing this definitely makes you look like every suburban dad in the 80s who watched Top Gun and regretted they didn't become a pilot. This has that amazing old school gym wear fit, so they wore this to the gym trying to bench as many kilos as Iceman. Yeah, really happy with the fit. Then we have this knit from an old school Danish brand called Belika. Just another great piece in terms of the fit. Perfect crop, perfect drop on the shoulders, perfectly tight cuffs, cool color blocking and soft to the touch. Everything you want to see when it comes to knitwear really, and I've already gotten a ton of wear out of this during the colder months. Last but not least in terms of clothing, I found these 2 amazing Lord of the Rings t-shirts. Who in their right mind let these bad boys go? They haven't exactly been living life to the fullest, as they have hardly seen any wear, I think. I mean, they look like they just stepped off the shelves untouched and pristine, which is crazy because imagine how good they will look a few years down the line when they've gone through the spin machine a couple of 100 times, so the print and the fabric has started fading. I don't know if that's what's called a 10-bagger in stock bro terms, but I definitely consider this a long-term investment. Seeing how I love vintage tees and Lord of the Rings, I'm really excited about this pickup. Moving on to footwear, we have this pair of Forma boots, which is a collaboration between Converse and a Cold Wall, with ACW presenting their take on a futuristic version of the classic Chuck Taylor All-Star silhouette. I've already been wearing these space-looking neoprene boots quite a lot, and they're really heavy, but actually also really nice to walk around in terms of comfort, so shout out to that fat insole. I've been pairing them up with pants, but with summer rolling around the corner, I'm really excited to see if they could potentially go with shorts as well. Another classic with a twist is this Air Force One from Ambush with the prolonged swoosh. Back in 2021, when the Ambush Dunk came out, I instantly fell in love with it and thought that it would look wicked cool if they gave the same treatment to the Air Force One. And here it is. I haven't worn this yet, but I'm really excited to. Being a huge fan of Air Force One, the Ambush aesthetic, I obviously had to pick this up. Continuing down the path of classics with a twist, I came across this pair of old schools. These are so fresh in my opinion, which is why I can't believe they aren't selling out. This is a general release just sitting on the shelves, and I think you can even pick them up with a discount at the moment. So this model is called the Old School Bold. It's the classic canvas and suede combination that we know and love from the old school, this time around with the midsole extending onto the upper in the shape of a lightning bolt. It comes in a few different colorways. I really like the green one here. Unfortunately, I do have a lot of Vans already, including a few different versions of the old school, so I think I'll have to return this. Anyway, I can't believe that these are just sitting on the shelves with a discount on the price tag. I might have to see if I can sell some of my other old schools so I can find space for these. Another pickup in terms of footwear is this chop saw from Oakley and Brain Dead, all black with contrast stitching. I really like the Mad Max mixed with Y2K vibes that this aggressive silhouette just oozes off. Now this shoe was recently released in 2 colorways, and I somehow managed to win a raffle for both colorways. So now I have to decide which pair to keep, these or the olive ones, as there's no way I can afford to keep both. I'm definitely keeping one pair as I think they're mad cool and kind of unique. Last but not least, I've managed to get my hands on a pair of 90/60s from a collaboration between New Balance and Freshgoods. These are just so right for summertime, and I think they deserve their own video, as this is easily one of my favorite silhouettes from last year, but I do think most people are still sleeping on them. Me, on the other hand, I'm wide awake for this shoe, and I've already got a few pair of this model in different colorways, so expect a video dedicated to this silhouette coming very soon. And finally, we have the last one of my recent pickups. This is the product of a collab between retro super future and the iconic Italian sportswear and eyewear brand BRIKO. I really liked these glasses when I first saw them, but I wasn't too sure whether I would get enough wear out of them to justify picking them up. So I was a bit hesitant, and all of a sudden they were sold out at every European retailer, so I panicked a bit. And after scouring the internet, I came across a web shop from Panama, of all places actually, and decided to take a chance on these. And to my surprise, somehow they made it all the way to Denmark in one piece. And here they are. This model is called Taiga, and the colorway is named MultiColour Rainbow Vintage OR2. I think I might use these for running, as they have a great sock fit and won't fall off, which makes sense as they are designed for athletes after all. With that being said, it was the colors on the frame that made me fall for these shades. To me, this is just a straight home run in terms of color combinations on a pair of sunglasses. And there you have it. Those are my most recent pickups. I'm still out here looking for old and beat up stuff, so if you'd like to see what I come upon, stick around.